And I'm just taking a moment to settle into my body, into my breath, into my heart space. Allowing a little bit more time for anybody who feels called to join us. And while we wait for a few more moments, I'll just sage and clear the space. May you receive the blessings from the sage. May you allow the space in and around you to be cleansed and cleared. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing well during this most auspicious and special time. So I would like to say and give a blessing to everybody for this Passover. So anybody who is celebrating Passover or who is not celebrating Passover, I actually just came to learn what Passover is. I had never read the Bible before, and I hadn't really learned so much about the cultural celebrations that were outside of my own. So reading more about the Passover and what it signifies is so profoundly special and heartfelt, especially at this time. So, yesterday I just opened the Bible and I was reading a little bit from Exodus to get a greater understanding of what this celebration is. And through reading this, I was experiencing just all of the merging of timelines. It's like everything that was happening then is also happening now. So it's a really such an interesting and fascinating time to be alive and to witness all of these miracles that are happening on a day-to-day basis. So for those of you who are like me and who don't know what Passover is, Passover is the celebration of God's victories. So it's a time where we can really tune in and celebrate God, to celebrate the goodness of the world, to celebrate all of the goodness that is happening, and to celebrate the victory of God and the victory of goodness, which is such a beautiful opportunity for all of us to tap into and to really bring our awareness and consciousness into this space. So the Passover is really a celebration of God's victory from ancient Egypt. So this was a time where all of the Israelis were saved by Moses, and they were at the time slaves in Egypt. So all of the slaves in Egypt were saved by God through Moses and were brought back to their homes. And this is such a beautiful story and such a beautiful timeline, and really something to celebrate and to feel joyous over. And as I was reading this story, it was really relating, and I was seeing how it relates to this time. So I've been talking a lot about the concept of sovereignty and what sovereignty is really meaning for me and how it's showing up in my life and the initiations into becoming a sovereign being. And a lot of it is these initiations into Gnosis. So Gnosis is really gaining knowledge from your inner resources, gaining knowledge and understanding from the inner wisdom, your inner world, and not so much tuning in, reading to what other people are saying, which I have been talking a little bit about. And really, I have been aware of everything that others are saying. I have been aware of all of the theories and the conspiracies as to what's happening at this time. But it was very obvious to me to not take anything as a truth. So, of course, being open to other people's perceptions, being open to what other people are thinking and feeling and communicating about this time, because it's so important for us to hold space for everyone's worldview. But really also making sure that we're tuning into our own inner wisdom and gaining a clarity, gaining a sense of truth from within and not from without. So one of the explanations as to what's happening at this time is this entire story of what's happening behind the scenes. So lots of people talking about, our entire world being shut down, because actually there's this entire process happening where all of the children who have been enslaved by the elite are now being saved. And of course, throughout hearing this from the outside, from external sources, I had always hoped that this was the truth. And this really is the best case scenario of all these elites who have been performing horrific things on the planet are all being taken care of. But I never accepted it as my personal truth until yesterday and today, which was where the ongoing experience of Gnosis for me is really coming into play. So this was one story that was somewhere outside of me, being shared by external resources that I kept an open mind towards, that I was hopeful towards, but that I didn't accept as my own personal truth because I did not have access to that information myself. I was not in a position where I was given that information until this morning. So why I'm talking about the merging of timelines, because during this day, during this Passover, the Passover of 2020, it's really that story coming to life. This morning I was woken up by my magnificent, divine kitty royal. He just came in front of my door, and he never usually does this, and gave the softest two young, like really, really sweet meows. And immediately I got up. And this is the second time it happened where it was really early morning. I was still pretty tired, but I knew I had to get up because something big was about to happen, and I had to be sitting in meditation for it. So I got up, I came into my meditation, and then immediately I was taken to my oversoul. And this is the second experience of connecting to my oversoul and being lifted into the merging of my oversoul. And the specific work that we were doing this morning was actually connecting to all of the children who had been saved and sharing with them our light and our love, our healing. So it wasn't until this morning that this story, this timeline that I have heard about previously outside of myself, became my truth and my reality based on my personal experience. And this is what I feel is so important at this time, that we're each tuning in, that each of us are really staying open to all of the information It might not be resonating, it might be resonating, but regardless of what it is, it's really a time where we cannot be accepting things as a hardcore truth if it's coming from outside of us. So I hope that everybody is taking the time today to really celebrate the miracles that are happening on our earth, the miracles that are happening in your life, celebrating a sense of goodness, celebrating the victory of God. It's such a beautiful celebration, and it's so beautiful to connect with this. So, and I also really wanted to share some beautiful news that's also really exciting and a really big cause for celebration and for this time. So my twin flame, he is a cinematographer, photographer. He does fantastic work. And for the last 7 years, they have been on a journey of creating this film. So him and his entire film crew, they started in 2013 to film Spring Thunder. So this is a phenomenal movie, something that really hasn't been done before. It's really about what's happening in India, and not only in India, but the world over. What has been happening for so long in this time of capitalism, where money and making profit is placed before everything else. So this movie is about the story of the villagers in Jharkhand, and they actually spent, I think, more than 2 whole years living in these villages, being with these people, organizing profound social movements to help all of the villagers who are really suffering and who are having their land stolen from beneath their feet. So these corporations are coming in and exploiting the land, and in that process, they are so many people dying and being killed, and just these horrific acts that are happening or that have been happening for the sole purpose of this monetary gain. So this entire movie is about this, and they've spent such a long time filming it and even longer time editing it and perfecting it. I think it was 2 years ago in 2018 that they actually walked across India. Like, they walked 5,000 kilometers, connecting with everyone, like connecting with all schools and all villages and all the people to promote their message, to promote the message that the world and the earth belongs to everyone. So I'm getting so emotional even talking about this, because it's such a heartfelt movement, and it's so incredible what they did and how dedicated they are to sharing their message, to increasing the awareness as to what's actually going on and what has been going on for such a long time. So they walked like from Mumbai to Jharkhand, so many kilometers, sharing their message. And one of their big messages is Free Water India. So that water should be free for all of the citizens in India, and that people shouldn't be having to pay 20 rupees to get clean water from a bottle or whatever it may be, because this is so inaccessible to the majority of the people. So just having said that, they've put in so much work and so much effort. They've talked to so many people. They've received so much support up till this time. And their plan was to release this full feature film sometime in May. But they heard the call, and they felt that it's so important to people, for people to be receiving this message now and to be having access to this powerful movie, which, by the way, has been shot in guerrilla style. So nothing has been staged, nothing was practiced. Every single shot in the movie is real life. So the thousands and thousands of people that they organized for these societal changes, for these protests, are actually real things that happened, that they were a part of, that they helped to empower all of the people who are in the movie. I'm just getting chills speaking about this and how powerful it is. Anyways, they planned to release this movie in May, but really felt that it needed to be seen by people earlier than that. And then we don't know what's going to happen. So who knows if this is going to be over in May or what's going to happen. And they actually released their feature film that they have worked so hard on and dedicated everything to for the last 7 years. They have released it on YouTube, which has blown me away, which has blown my mind really, to witness the level of surrender and letting go, and yeah, just surrendering to something that is so much bigger than the personal desires or the personal will. So that has been so inspiring for myself, because I have been there for the last 5 years, seeing how much they have put into this movement. And it really is a social movement. It is a movement to help people gain awareness, and it is a movement to empower the people, to give the people back the power, to put the power, to really stabilize and equalize the power, and not allow the power to be taken from the people, from the land, based on these corporations. So I really wanted to share that because it's so profoundly inspiring, and it's so incredible to witness and to see that they have released it so that it's available for everyone. And I will be posting a link to the movie, so it would be so wonderful if you guys can support it, and yeah, just support it. It's very interesting, and it's beautiful, and it's something very special in the cinema world, but also in the world of the environment. So I would appreciate all of your support in regards to that. And just coming back now. And really feeling to take the time to just sit. To sit in a space of celebration, to sit in a space of gratitude, to sit in the space of what is. So if you'd like to join me, we can now go into the guided meditation portion of this live. Wherever you are, just taking a moment to become comfortable in your body. You may wish to engage in any movement that feels good for you. Taking the time to roll your neck around. And coming to sit tall in the spine so that you may feel spaciousness throughout the body. Feeling spacious throughout your entire torso as you begin to relax your body. Release the shoulders. Relaxing the face and the jaw, the space between the eyebrows. And taking time to ground our awareness into the body, to feel the earth beneath us, and to take as many deep breaths into our belly as we need to begin to settle our mind body, to begin to settle our nervous system, to begin to regulate our being, regulating our state, taking a deep breath in and letting it all go, sighing out the mouth. Deep breath in. And sighing out the mouth. And one more time, deep breath in. And letting it all go, releasing. Knowing that you may come back to your deep breath as many times as you need to come into a more regulated state. In your own time, making your way back into your natural breath, coming to observe the natural flow and rhythm of your inhales and your exhales, and beginning each meditation by tuning the awareness into the breath, tuning the attention into this now present moment through your connection with each inhale and exhale, feeling the sensations of the in-breath, the sensations of the out-breath, and continuing to notice how your breath is feeling in your body. Connecting consciously to your body. Taking this time to check in, to notice, to listen, to create this space for your body to communicate anything that it may need to at this time. What does your body want to say? What does it wish to communicate? Is there anything that it needs? How does it feel? Learning how to create the space for your body to speak to you. Intentionally allowing the space for your body to be heard and taking time each day throughout the day to tune in, to check in, to create that space for actively listening. As you maintain your connection to your breath, to your body, taking a small portion of your awareness, maybe 20%, and allowing it to simply rest in the space below your navel. Allowing your lower belly to soften, to release, to let go of any holding that you may be experiencing here. Is there any emotions that are arising for you? Any pronounced physical bodily sensations? And simply know that each time we redirect our focus from the thoughts that are arising in our mind towards this present moment within the breath, the spaces between the thoughts begin to increase. Each time we actively notice the thoughts that are arising and we pay attention, that too increases the space between them. So as you continue to focus on your breath, coming back again and again, as you continue to hold a portion of your awareness in your lower belly, simply pay attention and know what is arising through your headspace. Witness it and let it go. paying attention, but not becoming involved. This is a time and space for you to let go of the mind and to allow your conscious awareness to expand. Oftentimes, the mind hijacks our awareness. It demands so much attention and energy. It demands so much space within our consciousness that we can begin to redistribute our awareness through our intention, through our purposeful attention to our breath, our body, which allows us to remain grounded and be here now, to truly be in this present moment, to truly connect to what is arising. And from this space, we may begin to expand our consciousness. We may begin to receive the wisdoms that are underneath the constant mind chatter. We may begin to receive the insights that lay beneath the busyness of the mind. So give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to let go of the mind and come back to the breath. Come back to the body. Allow yourself to be here now. Relaxing with each breath in, releasing, letting go, surrendering with each breath out. Reminding yourself to be friendly throughout your process. Allowing yourself to be in a space of kindness. Accepting the unfolding of your experience. as you continue to stay with your breath in each moment, continuing to be present to your experience, to your thoughts, your emotions, your physical bodily sensations. If you'd like at this time, you may also bring that portion of your awareness into your heart center, allowing that awareness to dwell here, to simply witness, observe, and feel what is in this space, to allow for anything that needs to arise, and to hold space for that arising, fully accepting and not having any need to judge, simply witnessing. And if you'd like at this time, you may wish to say yes to receiving an energetic transmission. Bridging the heart with the mind at this time, allowing the portal through your throat space to open for that connection. And also bridging the left and the right hemispheres of the brain. Activating the higher mind and releasing all that is in the way. Releasing any stagnant energy, any programs, any implants. Bringing together the left and the right sides of the heart space. Activating the Hiroscamos template within the heart. Allowing the marriage of the polarities. And opening to your connection to Source. Opening your connection to Sky. And allowing the light to flow through within you, throughout you. allowing yourself to ground into the center of the earth. Allowing your connection to the center of the earth to open. And beginning to feel your sacred heart, your Hridraya, your higher spiritual heart, located in your upper chest, right below your throat. Feel the spark of light in this space. And allow it to ignite the holy flames. And if you'd like, you may place your hands upon your heart. Feeling and staying in this space. And taking a moment to simply bow down in humble gratitude for all that is, in gratitude and in celebration to God, to the Christ, to whatever you feel grateful for in this very moment. When you're ready, bring your palms to touch. And begin to rub your palms against one another, placing them over your eyes, allowing that energy to radiate through your mind, cleansing and clearing the head space, opening the eyes within the palms, and coming back. Just taking a deep breath in and letting it all go. May you have eternal gratitude in your hearts. May you feel the presence of God within you, without you. May you take this time to celebrate. May you take this time to really tune into all of the goodness, all of the victories, all that is so blessed as each and every one of us are. Thank you all so much for being here. And if anybody needs any support during this time, if anybody feels that they can benefit from guidance, from really getting to know how to tune into their inner resources, then please feel free to contact me. I made a post yesterday letting everyone know that at this time, all of my services are based on a sliding scale. So, taking into consideration everything that is happening, I'm really also considering the spaces that all my clients are in financially. And I have from the beginning never wished to place a barrier between my services and other people's financial stance. So, just to let everyone know that finances should never be a barrier to seeking support, should never be a barrier to moving forward and getting the help that we need. So, if you are looking for support, my services are on a sliding scale basis and they include mentoring, psychotherapy, and energy transmission. So that includes energy healing, energy activations, and really allowing yourself to open up to your own source so that you may receive, embody, and ground your highest, most truest essence. So if that resonates with anyone, I would love to connect with you guys and just offer all of that to you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for tuning in, for watching the replay, for sitting with yourself, for receiving, and for celebrating. Celebrating this most auspicious, wonderful, beautiful time. Even though it can be tremendously challenging, there are many things to be grateful for. So it's our choice, as always, to direct our attention, to direct our focus, and to discern and to decide where we want to be placing our attention and what we wish to be doing now with all of this time. Blessings to you, beloveds. Have a beautiful day and most blessed Passover. Namaste.